everybody, this is your host, Gabriel Phoenix, and welcome to another action-packed day. Yeah! Hit it up and going on forward. We're going to be going over another Lord of the Rings commander, Lathar, and I know everybody's excited. So let's get into this. Like I said, we're going to try to get every single commander done that we have remaining before the end of Season 4. And then we'll throw out a tier list. So let's dive into it. Let's go into it.
You don't have any friends.
Oh, Gollum.
Nobody likes you.
You're so mean. People like me. People like me, Gollum. Anyways, so we have Lathar. So that's who we have right here. So let's dive right there. This guy is another Nazgul. He is actually a newer Nazgul that was created by Rise of the War. Rise to War. He doesn't really exist in the story, but there is a mystery on the other Nazgul. Nobody really knows their true identity. But he actually does fit the part. He's really good. Really focus on physical damage, might, pure damage. So you had Centauro that we went over the last video. If you haven't checked that out, please go back. I know I didn't do the like, subscribe, but well, I'll do that later. Usually I say like and subscribe in the bottom and do all this stuff. But if you haven't seen the video, go back to Centauro. He's like Lathar is the physical form where Centauro is like the mage. So, this guy is really good. You want to boost his might damage significantly. He can easily get to 500 might, which your troops will do massive amount of damage. And what's really great about him is that he does have a specialty unit. So if you're planning to use him, you are going to be needing that specialty unit, and you will have to farm them, which is Reapers. We'll get into that in a moment. The kind of items that I like to use on him are my face is almighty. Anyways, but it's might focus weapons and gear. So right here, I have my army is gonna boost up by 1. I will level up the blazing tongue. It is not very easy. So if you wanted to refine blazing tongue, you need a strange star. So let's go here. I might give up something. Let's see here. What about this? Human. Blight. Poison coat. Yeah, let's do this so that way you guys can see. So we go here. We're gonna boost up this. That way they get an extra plus in attack. And then, of course, you can refine, which this weapon is wonderful for him. The Blazing Tongue is great because if you're able to level it up, you do get Blazing Tongue every end of season. So it's not actually hard to refine it because you can get your tokens and be able to get this special item. And it will really max out your potential because even with here, it's going to double. So when you get to 5, it's going to always get 8 points more. You have a high chance of giving a unit madness. So it's really great to defense. It's one of the best weapons I would put on him because it not only boosts up the attack of the army, might, but it also will be able to give after his attack, which he is super strong. Like his attacks are very powerful. After he gives an attack, it will give an enemy unit madness. So that's freaking crazy. The next armor I would recommend is the superior hauberk. It does boost up might again. It does give your army more defense, but what is great is you can actually have a couple of variants. I like to use the 40% chance to evade the first instant of damage, and that's all 3 ally units, which is amazing because you really want to keep your Reapers alive because Reapers is all about surviving till turn 5 and then wrecking your opponent like crazy good. Then here is another good helmet that I like to use. It's a little legendary. Each round your commander will get stun immune, which is really good because he does consistent damage. The amount of damage he does by himself is really ridiculous. We'll get into that and how that is. but it does increase might, and you want to build up your defense for your melee because Reapers are melee. So this helmet is perfect for him. It's really good. Now, the drums, if you're going anti-dwarf, and you're fighting a lot of dwarf, the drum memorial is really good because against enemy dwarf units, you're doing more damage. It does increase might, focus, speed, and attack. That's the only reason why I put it on. Yes, there is better ones. You can automatically go ahead and do the Shield of the White Hand. That may be better because it does focus on getting, like, if you have the march speed, the more defense. It does do a little bit that. It just boosts more of the units, but you can do really any treasure on him. He doesn't really focus too much on, you know, kind of like boosting himself as much. You really want to get more on the Reapers because the Reapers are going to be carrying you. They do a lot of damage, and we'll go into that. Why is that? So let's get into his skills right here. I have locked him tier 5. The build that I recommend is going into Reaper. So you're going to go into Reaper. You're going to boost his might to 60 because it's 60 plus 15 might, which is 75. Now, a lot of you saw this on Sataro. The only thing is with Lathar is that he doesn't have another way to get 100 max strength. So you can't really do something like that. Like he got 15 here or whatever. And then right here, it's not really worked. But his max is 75 on the boost unless you go into Master of the Fallens. Master of the Fallens, I wouldn't waste my time on Master of the Fallens because honestly, it's not as good because Fallens, you get a lot less units for Fallens. Yes, they're tanky, but the issue with that is that you're not maxing out your potential damage. The Reapers do so much damage, and you can actually mix both units in there, and you don't want to be able to choose Master of Fallen over Pale Bearers, which is this one, which actually makes your Reapers do 30% more damage, and it actually gives Reaper kind of like protection. Simple as if there's another unit type that is not a Reaper or a Stalker, they will not be targeted as a primary target. They actually will be last, so they will barely get hit. So you put a big tanky boy right in front of them as your second unit is like Fallens. We're gonna go Fallens, Dragoons, Raiders, even Mountain Trolls. Mountain Trolls may not be the wise choice because you're already getting the mitigation of damage from the Reapers to the big guy. But the primary what you want to do, and I'm going to show you the optimal build for this, is to actually get the pallbearers with the Reapers and put a tanky person in front. Now, automatically you want to do Reapers and also Precision Blow. This right here, it is phenomenal. This is so grossly good. It is just sickening because not only you're going to do 280% physical damage, but it also has Pursue, so you're going to ignore target with invasions. This right here will destroy those elves like no tomorrow. Those annoying Spellbreakers, I think they're called, or whatever elves that are dodging all the time. You just destroy them, and they can't even do nothing about it. And here's another one. Heartseeker is amazing. Against enemy target with the lowest HP, which is archers, you know. You want to get rid of those archers. They deal 250% physical damage once. So this right here is great. It goes off turn 1 and you're annihilating them because at max level 50, he's doing a massive damage. He can easily do by himself every round, I believe about 8 to 10,000 damage per round. He is really good when it comes to physical damage on him. Now, this right here, Deliberate Strike, is I would highly recommend maxing that out. This thing is phenomenal. The reason why I say this is phenomenal, because when it's maxed out, you know what? Let's show you guys. I got gems to spare. Why not? So when you max out, it's gonna do absurdly a lot of damage. Here, let's max this out real quick. Boom! 300 to 700% on one target every 2 rounds. You're dealing massive amount of damage. Now, if you wanted to go to that first, what I would recommend, of course, you want to get this all the way to max right here. You definitely want the Pursuit because this thing is phenomenal. What you want to do is probably go to your Heartseeker and then keep that last if you want to go ahead and do your Deliberate Strike. After that, I would definitely max out because he's at 35 right now with this and doing rank 5, plus maxing out, you know, of course, his Wisdom. I would do Feint because the Feint is going to be really good. That's going to help the Reaper do more damage. And at max level, I think it's another plus 30, which is phenomenal. You're dealing massive damage with this guy. There is so much damage modifier on Lathar that he is just going to deal massive amount of damage regardless. So you don't care about Ring Wraith. You won't care about Ring Wraith. This guy doesn't do any focus damage. He is purely physical damage. Master of Fallen, if you have spare points, I guess you can throw stuff in if you max out this tree. Most likely, because you're dealing, what, 7+ here, 6 right there. So that right there is going to be about 13, 13, 35. You'll have 2 levels remaining. So I guess what you could do is put it on Master of Fallen. Or even like if you have more, let's say you're leveling him up and you're focused, then you will do his last chain, Master of Fallen. Don't worry about Ring Wraith. It's completely useless on him. It doesn't do that much. Usually, every Nazgul you would want Ring Wraith with the Screech, but it actually is quite useless on him. It doesn't do anything because he doesn't focus on any focus damage whatsoever, and all his attacks are physical damage, which do consider with might. So let's go into his unit. So let's dive into the barracks. Let's collect my gold. What you really want to do is you want to, of course, Reapers are going to be his primary goal. Reapers are phenomenal. They do a lot of damage after turn round, but what's great about them, they also target the lowest defense. So you're having Lathar target the lower defense automatically and dealing massive damage almost every other round. And then you're having these guys every round dealing the same damage. You're going to wipe out any target that has low defense first before those tanky guys get to you. So even all those DPS that most good faction uses where they protect themselves, Reapers are amazing to get rid of them, period. They always been. But with Lathar, they are extremely broken and you can get them 100% annihilated. Right here. Now, this is another good one here because this, after turn 5, which you're going to last turn 5 because of this strategy I'm gonna give to you, you're going to deal way more damage. I know it says like 56. You're actually going to get 70% damage more onwards. So after turn 5, if everything works out with the Reapers and your tanks are really holding up, you're just going to wipe their whole field out. After round 5, especially if you have equipment that are max 100, which I don't have right now because I didn't have enough time to do everything, level them up, make the units. I wish it was so much easier with equipment. I hate how it's always, you know, downgraded. They should just take out the experience on the equipment or the proficiency and just let us use the equipment as it is. You know, we have to work so hard to level them up anyways. So with the Reapers, it's gonna be ridiculous amount of damage regardless at max level. You're gonna be doing much more damage. The second unit, if you can, I mean, now you can, like, they have Fallens everywhere. I really did like season 4 so far. It's been very balanced. There's a couple of good factions are like they do have an advantage or a little bit of disadvantage, but not as much as season 3. Season 3, it was ridiculous. I was so disgusted with season 3. I barely played. I fought a lot and tried, but it was just terrible. I had a terrible time season 3. But Fallens are almost every faction can use. And yeah, every faction can use. Let me state that. It's guaranteed every faction can use Fallens tier 4. They are phenomenal on Lathar using the Reaper combo because of one effect, and that is because of Spite. Every time they receive damage, they increase their damage by a significant amount of numbers. They can at least do, I think it's plus 10%, or let's see, it's like 6. It's like 6 every percentage. There's 5 levels remaining. That would be about 5 or 6% more damage, and that stacks. Every round they stack damage, and which is ridiculous because you're automatically going to make them attack Fallens. All their units are going to focus on Fallens, and then you're reducing their damage by 10. So the Fallens here are going to be your main thing. So let's go over here to Lathar. We have Lathar. He's 35. I have the Fallens. I have the Reapers. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how this is done. Go ahead and send them into this amazing level 45. So this is 10 levels above mine. But first what we're going to do is, of course, we got to send a buffer. So we're going to send Lathar first into there so you guys can see how much damage he does. Even with not max level, his equipment is only level 50, so he's not getting all the benefits of it. I know he's going to lose, but we're going to see how tough he is and how much he can actually do the massive damage. Let me 1 second here. I didn't know Shadow was actually go off here, and then Sauron. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna send Lathar over here so you guys can see what his capability of. So we're gonna send Lathar. Boom. I know he's gonna lose, but this is just so you guys can see like how strong he is on his own, even not even max level, no max equipment, just using his Reaper build with the Fallen and having you know, the Reapers and Fallens kind of leveled up, not max all the way. That way you guys can get a good focus on what they're capable of, because it is ridiculous how much damage he can do even at a disadvantage. So once that's through there, okay, he's good, so we can send everybody else. By the way, I'm trying out my new Witch King build. I'm hoping it's gonna be good because I know how intense things can get with the Witch King. And right there. Okay, so I already knew he was gonna lose. So let's look at this. So you got him automatically here. I knew he was gonna lose regardless, but look at the disadvantage. You have a tier 4, and you also have here, he's doing the amount of damage like pretty decently. Let's play. So this guy is like totally at disadvantage. Of course, he's facing like a strong commander too. The commander's like ridiculous. That's a legendary commander, but it's fine. So there's the pallbearers. The Fallen are gonna go forward. Right there, they take 280 damage. It doesn't matter. You always want to have 4K or more on the Reapers. You never want to have less than 4,000 on the Reapers, because they really do stack up damage. So here he goes. He's doing 400 damage. The Fallens did 2,000 damage on that, of course, and then they're taking 15 because we're fighting like somebody who's super heavy. But as you see, the Fallen is just soaking up all that damage. Now let's see if the Reapers attack. Did the Reapers attack yet? Let's see. Boom. Hard Seek. Boom. I mean, once I get him to max out, because this guy has a physical protection like really high. So even the Fallens are doing amazing damage. They're still doing like 900 for being 86, like really under level. So doesn't matter. Boom. Let's see here. Come on, Reapers. I don't know if I saw the Reapers do any damage yet. I wonder if they got stunned. Okay, yeah, there you go. They did 6,000 damage. So yeah, see, even the Reapers are doing 6,700 damage in that round, which is really phenomenal for being under level against like a legendary level 45, being 10 levels ahead of me, doing like that massive damage. This guy's a annoyance. So let's see what his skill sets are. Yeah, he has like all his heals, preventions, all that stuff. It's yeah. Look, this yeah. No wonder you get crushed. Yeah, that is ridiculous. But so you get the idea. You see how the Fallen, they soak all that damage up. And this is an under level Arthur, and everything is not maxed out. The Fallen soaked up the damage, was still able to do consistent. The Reapers did easily 6k or higher at a level 35. When you level up more, you can put more Fallens and everything, and you can really get that max amount of damage, and you don't even have to care. And look, I conquered 260 level with the other guys. Looks like Shadow lost. That you lost? Oh yeah, because he annihilated him. So he did, well, he drew, he lost, and then, oh no, he didn't lose. Then here, boom, boom. The Witch King didn't even get through. Okay. Alright. So. Boom. So pretty much, that's Lathar. He does a lot of damage, and the Reapers are just phenomenal. I really love him a lot. He's a great character. It's probably one of the best commanders right now with Shadow. Shadow is amazing if you max him out. You have to keep giving Shadow gifts. He's not good if you're under respect 5. Shadow becomes really good when you're over, when you're about respect 10 on him. Lathar is way better than Kamal. Because Lathar actually can be able to sustain high amounts of damage throughout the units, and he's continuously damaged. Where Kamal, he kind of skips every other turn. Centauro is amazing. Centauro is way better, of course, than Lathar. Legendary, it does more damage, does focus damage, which is not stopped by a lot, and it's one of those things that with Centauro and Witch King. You know, I honestly think Lathar right now is better than Witch King, because with Lathar, you're dealing consistent damage every round, and it just gets better and better. With Witch King, if you survive the 2 rounds, you're pretty much done. If you don't go off on round 1 and 1-2 on Witch King, you lose. That's it. Because after round 2, they come back, they hit you harder if you don't have the initiative. So if your units are slower, they're gonna wipe you out pretty steadily. So those are the ones that, you know, I highly recommend seeing. And as a bonus, let's show you guys some of the Sauron. Sauron is pretty good. Actually, like I told you, his buff. We didn't get to show you guys this last video, but I wanted to just go over it quick because Sauron is the bonus commander. Might as well show you guys how he works. So we automatically have a army that's overwhelming his army. And then there's Lord Sauron. He's going to activate Confusion. He will stun. He will heal. As well as he's going to silence their commander, so their commander can't do anything. And look, he does 2,000 long. I mean, this Sauron as a commander is just really good. I'm glad they're giving him for free. And he can do amazing amount of damage. He's level 37 here. And what's so amazing about Sauron is that you don't have to level him up. You just level up your ring. He's automatically leveling up with your ring, and you don't really have to worry so much. Like, he's doing this massive amount of damage. Just look at that. He's so good. I'm losing like barely anything. There you go. He tries to do his thing. Boom. And those are, yeah, tier 4s. He has a tier 4, 800 tier 4s, and then he has a whole bunch of tier 3s of the neutral camp. So those are really good. Usually those will like mess up anything. Man, good faction neutral camps are better than the evil faction. I just gotta say that. They're just, we need a little bit of work on the neutral camps on the good faction. Man, look at that. 5,000 damage just on Sauron. Whew, that was so good. Crazy, crazy amount. Then he goes to Wrath. Sauron is just freaking broken. Look at that. He healed like 2,500 HP. That's ridiculous. And still doing damage all by himself. He's good. I'm really happy with Sauron. So that was a sneak peek of Sauron. That was just a bonus for everybody. Yeah, so pretty much we're really good here. Boom. Heal all those guys. Be able to go here. Lathar here. Boom. And then pretty much that's what you do. Lathar is a really good commander. I highly recommend him. He does a lot of damage. Very easy, as you see. Even when he was under level, a huge disadvantage. Like all his equipment are even at what, level 53. He's not full stats. His units weren't full stats. He easily did every round almost, yeah, about 10,000 damage every round. That's really good. If you fought anybody else who was level 35 and you're not fighting like a level 45 that's maxed out, has all the legendary items almost maxed out, equipment, like a true whale example, then you're gonna demolish them. It's easy way. He's gonna be able to win you. He's amazing, amazing champion. I highly recommend him. I definitely think he is phenomenal. I couldn't recommend any more. I really believe in season 2, well, season 3. Season 3 was, the commanders were amazing, but season 3 was so unbalanced, it was so hard for them to shine. Season 2 wasn't really that well, but season 4, we do got a new Nazgul, but they made it so hard that barely anybody has them, because you would have to spend thousands of dollars trying to get one commander. It's not worth it anymore. And it was so much better before with the chest pools, because there was you would get items and it will help you increase those, able to easily get them. But I guess it's because now they're doing the tickets. So I highly recommend getting this guy, level 5. He's an epic, so it's not as hard to get him to level 5. Really good. You don't need to go over level 5. He's actually sustainably very good on level 5, because he really just needs his 2 trees on the pallbearers and reapers. He actually does phenomenal. This guy is just hands down amazing. I couldn't recommend it anymore. I keep saying that, but he's really good. I think with time and focus, if somebody gets him to level 15, respect level 15, like I did with my Shadow, where he can do Master of Fallen with the pallbearers, he's gonna pretty much be almost unstoppable, because the Fallen bonus are pretty good. You know, you're getting more damage, you're getting ignore targets, and you're getting them to do an additional, I think this is about I think it's 70% damage and 100% chance of dealing additional. So they make the Fallens do crazy damage every turn. So if you can actually get these 3 charts, Master of Fallen, Pallbearers, and Reapers, maxed out, this guy is phenomenal. He will ruin people's day. And the only thing that would stop him probably is heal. Like maybe Gandalf with his stupid heal that I don't know why they haven't nerfed him. He's just so dumb. That's what I was talking about, the disadvantage on the good faction is their heals are getting out of control. And you just pretty much have to run commanders with anti-heal the whole entire time. Which is, you know, Shadow's the best. So him and also Centauro, those 2 commanders are wiping the field, and I highly recommend it. But Witch King can't keep up. And Lathar actually does keep up with the heal, because even though they're healing, his damage is continuously increasing every turn. So it doesn't matter what their heal, he's dealing more damage every turn. The only problem is that when you're fighting more than one commander, like if you're fighting Gandalf and you have Eon, and then you're fighting, or another Gandalf, guess what happens? You're getting exhausted because they're dealing damage to your units, and it's kind of hard to come back. But 1v1, if you have this guy level 50, respect level 5, max gear, and you have the Fallon's Max and that versus a Gandalf, Lathar is gonna win because Lathar is gonna deal that additional damage that it's gonna wipe. Because time it gets to turn 5, turn 6, turn 7, you're dealing additional. Your unit's almost about 200% more damage, or even more because you're accelerating all the damage. You're gonna be hands down wiping the field with it. I've done it season 3, and so everyone decided to come after me and destroy me and took all my land, and it was just pitiful. I can't fight 300 people. But it's been really good. I'm glad you guys have been watching. Anyways, that's it. Thank you for watching. This is the guy for Lathar. I hope this convinced you to use him. He's been amazing. So see you next time.